Fear is a constant companion in today's world. And my guess is that you are facing some kind of uncertainty right now. Something that can bring fear into your life. Maybe for you, that's a tough decision, a health concern, or an uncertain future. But fear has a way of creeping into every corner of our lives. And with so much uncertainty, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But the Bible offers us a powerful antidote: peace in the presence of God. Isaiah 41:10 is one of the most reassuring verses in the Bible, and it reminds us of God's unwavering support and strength in times of trouble. And while the world brings fear, God has something better for you. And in this video, we're going to dive into what this verse means and see how it applies to our lives today. And I believe by understanding the depth and significance of this verse, I believe you will find strength and hope in God's promise that He is with you. Let's start by looking at what this verse says. So, do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Now, in order to fully understand what this verse means, we first need to look at the context in which it was written. When these words were penned, the nation of Israel was in exile. Things seemed hopeless, and Isaiah 41 focuses on assuring the nation of Israel that God has the power and desire to deliver them and bring them salvation. And Isaiah focuses on God's ability to do the seemingly impossible. And this chapter is part of a larger section of the book that addresses God's sovereignty and faithfulness and the comfort He provides to His people, even in the face of uncertainty. And throughout this chapter, there's this clear emphasis on contrasting the uniqueness and power of God to that of other gods. Isaiah does this to assure his people that God loves them and that they have a future beyond their current circumstances. Isaiah 41:10 emphasizes God's relationship with His people and His commitment to bring them through these challenges. And the broader context here reinforces the idea that God is not only infinitely more powerful than the other nations and the idols, but He is intimately involved in the lives of His people. The challenge here is to reject those gods and to instead embrace the one true God who can rescue him. And this is what leads us to the verse we're looking at. So let's take a closer look at what Isaiah 41:10 means. This verse paints a powerful picture of the strength of God. While the passage was addressed to the nation of Israel, there's still some incredible truth in this verse for us today. And we're going to break this verse down into key parts so that we can see how it applies to our lives today. And it starts off with this phrase, "So do not fear, for I am with you." Isaiah 41:10 starts off with a "so," and this contrasts the actions of the other nations in the preceding verses to how the nation of Israel should react. Other nations were living in fear and creating idols to save them, but God's people are to take a different approach. Rather than living in fear, God's people are to not fear. And this is a common theme throughout the entire Bible, that we should choose to trust and have confidence in God even in the midst of challenges and uncertainty. Now, this might sound great, but how can we actually fear not? And the answer is because God is with us. Isaiah emphasizes the assurance that God is with His people, and He is in their presence, and He is a source of comfort, guidance, and protection. The point here isn't that there is nothing to fear in the world. No, there's plenty to fear. Sickness and disaster and evil and betrayal and war, just to name a few. There's plenty of things that are worthy of our fear, but God is bigger than those things. And this verse teaches us that where God is present, fear is unwarranted. Isaiah continues by saying, "Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." While similar, being dismayed is slightly different than being afraid. To be dismayed means to be distressed or anxious over something. And Isaiah here is encouraging readers to not be disheartened or overwhelmed by our circumstances. And throughout the Bible, we're told not to worry. And just like fear, we can find freedom from worry in the presence of God. He's promised to care for us and provide for us. Therefore, we need not worry. "For I am your God." This statement here reinforces the relationship between God and His people. It signifies a covenantal bond and commitment that God has to care for His people. Therefore, we don't need to worry. And not only does our worry not produce anything of value, it actually robs us of the life that God has for us. And this is why Isaiah tells the nation of Israel to not be dismayed. While things might seem out of their control, they're not out of God's control, and He will provide for them what they need. Next, Isaiah says, I will strengthen you and help you. The first two sections of this verse focus on what God's people should not do. And now there's a shift to what God is going to do for them. He says, I will strengthen you. The nations of surrounding Israel were placing their hope in these worthless idols to help them. And Isaiah has already shown how they are useless. And now he's showing that God actually has the power to provide for His people. But not only does God have the strength to help others, He says, I will help you. Whereas these other gods have no power to do anything, God, the God of Israel, has the power to help those who follow Him. And this promise of divine assistance emphasizes that God is actively involved in the lives of His people. He's not distant, but He's ready to offer help. And Isaiah ends this verse by saying, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This verse ends with this picture that illustrates His strength and ability. The right hand is often associated with strength and favor, and God here is promising to take care of His people by the hand and to guide them with His strength. Like a parent who guides and provides for their children, God is a good Father who's doing the same for us. He's not distant. He's with us. His hand is guiding us and protecting us. And this picture that Isaiah ends with should bring us comfort and build confidence in how God cares for us today. Isaiah 41:10 isn't just a message for those who lived in exile thousands of years ago. It's a timeless promise that speaks directly to our lives. It's a reminder that no matter how overwhelming our circumstances might seem, God's presence and power are bigger. It speaks to the intimate relationship between God and His people. Because God is with us, we do not need to be fear or live in fear or be dismayed. God will uphold us with His righteous right hand. And when fear and uncertainty creep into our lives, this verse calls us to shift our focus. Instead of dwelling on the problem, we're invited to trust in the one who holds everything in His hands. And maybe right now you're facing a challenge that feels impossible, a difficult relationship, a health crisis, financial strain, or maybe even just the weight of daily life. And on your own, it might feel like it's too much. But this verse reminds you that you are not alone. God promises to strengthen you, to help you, and He will uphold you. And think about that for a minute. The Creator of the universe is actively working to protect and guide you. He's not distant or indifferent. He's with you, ready to help, and committed to seeing you through whatever you're facing. So, how do you live this out? Start by bringing your fears to God in prayer. Ask Him for strength and courage that you need, and then take a step forward in faith, trusting that He is walking with you. Listen, peace isn't found in the absence of storms, it's found in the presence of God. And Isaiah 41:10 encourages us to anchor our lives to His promises and to let His strength carry us through. So whatever you're facing, don't give in to fear. Instead, lean into the truth of this verse that God is with you, He is for you, and He will never let you down. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it encouraged you by God's presence in your life. If it did, would you leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts? And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you find this content useful, I would encourage you to check out becoming a Rethink member, where you will get access to videos like this earlier than everyone else. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.